Hello guys and welcome back to Pixel Echo. Today I am going to answer some questions regarding the new game Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Is it actually worth buying? Does it really feel like a remake or is it just the original game with a visual overhaul? Does the gameplay still hold up after more than 13 years? And finally, should returning players buy it or is this game mainly for newcomers? Well, after spending several hours playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, today I'm going to answer all of those questions and give you my honest opinion. Does it actually feel like a remake? When Ubisoft announced Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, I was genuinely excited. The original Black Flag is one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games. I still remember the first time I played it, sailing across the Caribbean, commanding the Jackdaw, sinking enemy ships, boarding ships for intense war fights, and simply living the best pirate life. It was unlike anything I have ever played before. Even today, I don't think another game has captured the pirate fantasy as well as Black Flag. So naturally, my expectation for Resynced were very high. After playing it though, I have mixed feelings. Almost every quest starts by making me think this is going to be something completely new. But as I get further into the mission, that excitement slowly turns into familiarity. Before long, I start feeling like I am replaying the original Black Flag rather than experiencing a brand new remake. That's probably my biggest criticism of the game. Does the gameplay still hold up? Absolutely. If there's one thing Ubisoft absolutely nailed all those years ago, it's the pirate gameplay. Boarding enemy ships still feels satisfying. Naval battles are still incredibly fun. Taking down enemy fleets, upgrading the Jackdaw, recruiting crew members, and exploring the Caribbean are just as addictive today as they were over a decade ago. Honestly, after all these years, I still don't think another pirate game has matched what Black Flag achieved. If you ask me what the best pirate game ever made is, I would still say Black Flag. What's actually new? To be fair, Ubisoft didn't simply copy and paste the original game. The visual overhaul is immediately noticeable. The Caribbean looks stunning. There are improvements to combat and stealth. There are some new quests, additional sea shanties, and several quality of life improvements that make the overall experience smoother. These additions are definitely welcome. But for me personally, they weren't enough to make the experience feel truly new. The improvements are there. I just don't think they are significant enough to completely change how the game feels if you have already spent dozens of hours with the original. Is Edward Kenway still one of the best Assassin's Creed protagonists? Without a doubt. Edward isn't your typical assassin. He starts off chasing money, freedom, and adventure instead of just fighting for a greater cause. Watching his journey and seeing how he changes throughout the story is one of the reasons Black Flag remains so memorable. Even after all these years, I still think he's one of the best protagonists in the entire Assassin's Creed series. Does it improve enough over the original? This is where my opinion differs from some people. Yes and no. It improves the original. The visuals are better, the gameplay feels smoother, the new additions are appreciated. But throughout my playthrough, I never really lost that feeling of familiarity. Every time I thought a mission was about to surprise me, it eventually reminded me of something I had already done before. Maybe that's partly my own fault. I probably expected a much bigger leap after waiting more than a decade. So my disappointment isn't really with the quality of the game, it's with how familiar it still feels. Is it worth buying? Now, for the biggest question. If you have never played Assassin's Creed Black Flag before, my answer is simple. Absolutely. You're going to have one of the greatest pirate adventures ever made with modern visuals and several welcome improvements. But if you have already completed the original Black Flag, I personally wouldn't rush out and spend $105. I would wait for a sale. The improvements are real, I just don't think they are substantial enough to justify paying full price if you have already experienced everything the original had to offer. My final verdict? Overall, I still had a great time playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. It reminded me of something why I fell in love with Black Flag all those years ago. The naval combat is still among the best in gaming. The pirate fantasy is still unmatched. Edward Kenway remains a fantastic protagonist, and the visual overhaul breathes new life into a classic. I just wish Ubisoft had gone one step further. I wanted more moments that genuinely surprised me instead of reminding me how much I already loved the original. So, my recommendation is simple: new players should buy this game, returning players wait for a sale. That's my honest opinion. Now, I want to hear yours. Do you think Ubisoft did enough with Black Flag Resynced, or were you hoping for more? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Pixel Echo for more PlayStation content, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.